Hey guys, it's Maymay, and today we're making this little mailbox. See its little legs, this mailbox that doubles, let me take the lid off, as an explosion album. Check it out. I don't have it decorated inside yet. I'm going to. You'll hear what I'm going to do with it toward the end of the video. I'll let you know. But I want to show you how to assemble this guy for yourself. So let's get started. So we're going to start with the base and the legs of our post box. The base is 5 by 5. This is a piece of chipboard. This is my heavyweight chipboard that I'm using. And then the legs are 1 by 2, and you need 4 of those. Okay, so we'll get to those in a second. What you want to do with your base, once you have it cut to 5 by 5, you want to put it in your chipboard trimmer. Remember, I showed you how to use one of these. If you're not sure how to make yourself a chipboard trimmer, head to my Product Parade channel, and I'll put a link up here for you too to let you see that video. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to move this out to 1/2 inch. And I'm going to make a slice only on the top of this piece of chipboard. When I do it only on the top, it doesn't go all the way through unless I flip this over and cut it again. So that way I can fold this and get a nice clean fold. So I'm going to do 1/2 inch scores with my blade all the way around this guy. So I've done 2 sides. I'm going to keep turning it until I get them all done. This is what's going to create the little fold down of my mailbox. So just get this little guy done like this. All right, so now what will happen is we'll be able to fold this in half. I want to put it on the edge of my table to help me get a clean fold, but this will now fold, okay? Before I fold it, let's do the legs real quick. All right, while I got the legs here, here's what you're going to do. You're going to place them in where they are 1/2 inch on one side of the trimmer and 1/2 inch on the other side, or where the blade's going to go, and you're just going to score them right up the middle. Now, you could totally do this with like an X-Acto knife and a ruler, but this makes it pretty easy. So 1/2 inch over and 1/2 inch on the other side. So you're just scoring them down the middle just on one side. Remember, if you flip it and do both sides, you're going to be cutting through. You don't want to do that. One more. All right, and that is our chipboard. Now what I want to do, I think I'll use my little snips for this. I want to cut these little corners away. I don't need them. So what I'm going to do is just where I made my score mark, I'm just going to slice down on all 4 corners and just take that little piece out because I just don't need that little piece. Let's do it here. I'll keep my hand under it so you can see what I'm doing. Snip it there, snip it here, and take that out. Don't need it. See the same on this side and this one. All right, now I want to fold this. Let me use my ruler. So I just want to get a clean fold. So what I'm going to do is just place my ruler there on the edge, and you can do that by lining up those little corners that we just did, just like so. And I'm going to use that to get my nice clean bend all the way down. See how nice that does when you do that? You don't get any wrinkles or anything like that. So I'm going to lay it down this way and get that nice and crisp, okay? And I want to do that all the way around. All right, these guys we're just going to fold in half, just like so. And now we can assemble our base. What I'm going to do is I'm going to let my legs hold this guy together. Normally I would put like a binding strip in there, but I found I didn't need one. The legs will hold it just fine. So what I'm going to do is put some glue on either side of my little fold here, okay? And I'm going to take the leg, I'll sit this down on the table, and I'm going to put it into that corner and press that like that. You see that? I pushed it all the way down. Let me get it glued down and then I'll lift it up and show you. I pushed it all the way down and I'm just letting the leg hold those corners together. There's no need to put any kind of strips or anything. One reason is because I'm going to decorate the top of this anyway, so I'll have a strip of paper going around it, so I really don't need any extra. So you see what I mean? I've got the legs holding that together, and if you look inside, I pushed that leg all the way to that little base there. All right, so I got my legs all glued together and I can sit it down. Look how nice and flat it sits. No wiggle, no wobble, because we measured everything and we pushed all our legs all the way inside. That is the legs of our little mailbox. Now let's make the explosion box. So for the explosion box itself, you're gonna need these pieces. You're gonna need a 12 by 12, a 10.5 by 10.5, and a 9 by 9. Now the 12 by 12 is gonna be the outside. It's the largest, so we'll start with it first. So I'm gonna move these pieces out of the way and bring my scoreboard over. All right, you're going to need to score this guy in 2 places, and that is 4 and 8. Then we're going to turn it around, and we're going to score 4 and 8. That's your 12 by 12 piece, all right? For the 10.5 by 10.5 piece, you're going to score it at 3.5 and 7. You're going to turn it and score at 3.5 and 7. Pretty easy, right? You can imagine what you're going to do on the 9 by 9. On the 9 by 9, you're going to score at 3 and at 6. You're going to turn it and score it at 3 and at 6. Super easy. All right, now let's make the explosion portion, or make it where it will explode. So here's what we're going to do. Let's start with the big guy. So the first thing I'm going to do is, let's do our cuts first. All right, I have decided what I want to do is have my corners fold in so I can put full pictures or full decoration here. So I'll have those come in like this, okay? So that means I want to slice here. And what I'm going to do is slice in the ditch of this line, of the score line, right to where my first crossover happens, okay? This is just like if we were going to make a box. So I've sliced this one here, okay? That one will come inside. I'm going to come over here and do the same thing. Then I'm going to turn it and do the same thing. And then one more time, the same one, but just turning it to get to it. So what will happen is when this one closes up, these pieces will nestle, all right? Let me go ahead and do all my scoring here, all my folding and creasing. So I'm going to fold this guy down, put him into place and crease him. I'm just going to flip this guy over and crease him. You can do all the folding before you do the slicing if you want. I don't know why I'm a slicer before a folder. I've always been that way. All right, while I'm here, I'm going to do some corner rounding. This is optional. You don't have to do this. I just think it'll look good. It'll make it look a little cleaner and neater on the inside. So I'm going to take my corner rounder and I'm going to take the 1/2 inch section. Now, I'm not going to be corner rounding any of the base, all right? I want this to stay square when we close it up. But these pieces here at the top, I want to corner round. I think I'll get a better fold. It'll look better. So I'm just going to do this. So see when I open it up, see how that looks? You can also, it's going to be a little wiggly here, guys. You can also score this loose edge, or punch this loose edge. Get that in there a little better. Okay, so what that does for me is it gives me a clean little rounded edge here as well. All right, let me do the other side again. So both corners at the top, like so. I'm going to open this guy up and get that little loose corner right there. Okay, so the inside of my explosion box is going to go like this. And when I close it up, all of those little, what I'm going to call booklets on the corners are going to come up like this. And our lid that we're going to make will go on top of this to hold it together. Now, in a classic explosion box, you want to have other pieces inside as well. So that's what we cut those other pieces for. I'm going to do them the same way. All right. So here's the black one. Let's go ahead and do the folds first on this one. You could cut these away if you didn't want them. You know, if they were in your way, if it was too much, you could totally cut these corner flaps away and just have your explosion here be the one piece. You can really do anything you want. It's your album. All right, so there's layer number 2, and now just to the white one. Now for the fun part, assembling everything together. So this is my outside layer. So it's going to be the one I'm going to assemble on top of. This is my next layer, my next largest layer. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to fold these guys down just loosely. I'm not really trying to squish anything too bad, just to try to see my square. Okay. And I'm going to line this up in the middle and glue it down just like that. Get my glue. Okay. Then I'm going to use that to help me line up. I'm going to have 1/4 inch all the way around. That's what will need to be showing. So I got that pretty good. I'm going to open this up and squish it into place. All right, so there's that layer. Now I'm going to do the little white layer. Same way. I just like to get these up out of my way. I'm not squishing that flat down. I just want to get this section where I can see it. Just like that. Then I can lay it in. Then I can lay it in, and I should have that same 1/4 inch area. Look what I did. I dropped it. No worries. That'll get covered up. I'll just wipe this away. It will go away. All right, and then I'm going to squish this down. See if I'm straight. I think I need to go that way a tiny bit. All right, rub that in. Make sure I don't glue that page down on my excess glue. These mono sand erasers change your world. This little bit of glue that I got on here that tore some of the paper onto it, look, I can erase it right off. Although that's going to get covered up anyway, but I can erase it off if I want, but it's going to get covered up and you won't see it. I want to see if there's some here. There is a little back here. Now let's make the lid. Super easy. This is a 6x6 piece, and this is a 4x8.5 piece. I'm going to put that piece aside for a second while we score our 6x6 piece. So we're just going to make a box lid. That's all we're doing here. So I'm going to score this at 1 inch and at 5. Basically, I'm scoring it 1 inch in all the way around. So then again here, 1 inch and 5. So got that guy scored just like that. I don't need to score the other piece. Now for this guy, we just need to make some slices. And here's what we're going to do. So let's do our folding and our scoring so you can see my lines. I want to show you where we're going to be slicing just a little bit away. So you're going to fold and score all the way around. So I've got it folded and scored. Where these guys cross right here, I want to slice one piece. Let me make the slice and I'll show you. I want to go in the score line. Actually, I'm going to go to the inside of the score line and kind of cut that score line away. I don't need it. So I'm slicing right up to where they meet. Okay. And then I'm going to come here and just take out an angle. All that does is allow me to get a better fold. I'll hold that flat for you to see. That'll give me an opportunity to get a better fold when we go to fold it. Now I just want to go here. I'm just going to rotate it and do the same thing here. You could do this any way. You could do here and turn it in, have both of them turn in. I just typically cut mine like this and then I go to the next one. Helps me to remember where I'm at. And cut that slice out of there. So there's that little guy. We'll go to the next one. Cut that slice out of there. And then the last one. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put glue on the inside of the flap. Like so. And then I'm just going to bring that together. Now by cutting out that angle, it allows me to wiggle that until I get it nice and square. It allows me to push down in here if I need to and get that good and square. So I'm going to put that on my table now that I've got it square and press that together. Then I'm going to go to the other side and do the same thing. So glue on the inside of the flap. And then I'm going to bring those together. And again, it allows me to wiggle a little bit and get that lined up nice and square. Okay, now what we're going to do is we're going to make our mailbox top. Remember how I did on our other little box that was like a mailbox? I just put a piece on and did a curve to give the look of a mailbox. I'm doing the very same thing here, okay? But we're going to do it like this. We're going to glue this down to one side of our box lid, just like so. And I like to make sure I got the glue all the way up to this little edge because I think you get a better bend if you do. And then I'm just going to line this piece up on that lid. I'm even going to stand it up on my work surface and kind of make sure it's all matched up well. Tap that down and then press that together. just on one end. Okay, so it'll look like that. All right, so get that glued down really well. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to curve this over to this side. So I'm going to put my glue here. Just like so. I'm going to bring this guy over and line it up with the edge and glue that down. That's going to make the curved top of my little mailbox explosion box. Don't quite have that one lined up. There we go. All right, I'm going to flip that over and I'm going to mash it down. And this will be the top of our mailbox. You won't have to worry about this. It won't matter. It'll still be super cute looking just like that. Okay, there we go. Now to close it up, okay, you're going to take the lid that you created. Here's my lid. And I'm going to take these guys and I'm going to turn them all over just like so. And then stand those up. This is the fun part of an explosion box. I've even taken where I've tied them with ribbon in the middle, or I've used paper clips and different things to keep that closed. I don't really see a need to. I'm just going to close these guys up all the way around. Just like that. And then the same here. So when somebody's looking at your album, they get to do all these flips and turns, and that's what makes it fun. Then our last side, close it, bring it up. Now you can put your lid on. Now let me show you a trick. Here's what I usually do. I hold two sides with one hand. One's going to drop out. I just take my lid and pick that side up and bring it over. Just grabbing everything and getting my lid in place. So now we have our little mailbox lid on. Look how cute this is. And this can now glue right to our stand we made earlier. So here's my little stand. So I'm just going to add glue here. Just like so. And then put our little album right on top. Just square that up on there. And let that adhere down really well. Then I'll turn it to the side and let you see it. So that is my little album without any decorations. Isn't this cute? This little exploding album that's going to be a little mailbox. I think it is adorable. So that's the assembly. Now let me go ahead and cover the front and make it look like a little mailbox. And we're going to do the decorating in a separate video, but for today, I'm going to show you how I'm going to decorate the front. So the first decoration I want to do is here along this edge because I want to dress that up a little bit. And I made these little strips with a little punch, got a little piece hanging there, with a little punch that are going to live right here to kind of dress up the bottom of my little mailbox. And I want to show you how I did that. So what I did was I took a piece of some of my favorite paper. Y'all know I love this buffalo check or gingham paper. And I cut it to the width I needed it first. I have a hard time measuring how these border punches are going to do whenever I punch them off. So here's what I did. I cut it to the width I needed. Then I'm going to take my punch and just kind of center it. Doesn't have to be perfect because they're not going to be next to each other. Like they'll be on each side. So if they're not exactly punched exactly the same, it's not the end of the world. So I'm just going to do my little border punch here. So I know this width is correct because I've already measured the width when I cut the strip of paper. Now I know I just need it to be 1/2 inch wide. So for this works better for me. I'll just lay this on my 1/2 inch mark on my trimmer and then slice. And that's how I get my little strips and know they're the right size. I'm just so bad at math. I have to work my way back to it. All right, so let's put this little guy on. So just adding some glue to the little bottom of the mailbox. That is way too much glue. I went a little crazy. And I'm going to just put this little guy in. And you remember I told you I was going to cover up, I was going to try to cover up some of the base of this little bottom part anyway to kind of hide some of my workings there. That's what this guy's going to do. Isn't that cute along there? I think it is. So now I'm just going to turn it, do it all the way around. There we go. So now we have like a little skirt all the way around, and I think it's so cute. Now for the top, I have decided I want to kind of layer it to look like a pocket or a place to drop the letters. So check this out. These two pieces I cut to just nestle right inside of here. I just measured them in. I'll tell you the measurements real quick. So my little black layer is 3.5 by 2.5. And then the little white layer is going to be 3.25 by 2.25. So these guys I'm not going to pop up. I'm just going to glue them straight down. So what I'm going to do is just put the little black one on first. And just center it in here. You'll have more fun decorating your mailbox than anything else. I'm telling you, it'll be super fun. Then I'm going to glue this guy on top of there. I've seen a lot that you guys have been doing from our little mailbox treat box. Y'all are doing such a good job on your decorating. It is so cute. All right, so there's the first part. Now I've cut this little guy. This is going to layer on top of there and be what I put my little envelopes in. But first I want to stamp here. So I'm using the stamp set that we have called It's in the Mail. Let me show you. So it looks like this. This is my little package it goes in. It says It's in the Mail, and it has all kinds of cute little things on it. I'm using the snail here, and I'm also going to use the one that says Happy Mail. I just think that'll be cute. You could totally use surprise inside though, because it is a explosion box. That would be cute. Maybe I will use surprise inside. I don't know. I kind of like Happy Mail. Okay, so I'm going to ink up my little snail first, and he's going to go in one corner. So get him inked up and just put him right down here, like so. He's a cutie. And then let's go with Happy Mail. That's what I planned in the first place. I'm going to do it. So I'm going to ink this little dude, the words that say Happy Mail, and I want them to go up here in this corner, like so. Perfect. Now I think I'm going to put some little hearts on here, but I want to use some colored ink. Let's just put that little guy as close as I can and kind of hanging off. About like that. Cute. And then let's do the pink one. Put him over here, like so. And then this guy, go back to my VersaFine Onyx Black and do him up here. Just like so. Too cute. Okay. Also, I want to do some stitch lines. As if he were going to follow this trail that I'm going to make. I'm going to come around here and do some stitching. I think that's cute. Maybe do one behind him. Too cute. All right. While I'm at it, white pen. I can never get enough. Let's do his eyes for sure. I think I'm going to add some little white dots to his little speckles here, like so, and maybe even some to my letters. Now this guy is going to mount directly down to that little red piece. And I'm going to put this up on dimensional foam. Add a little glue here just to help it out. And I'm going to center it on the little white piece here. Actually, I'm going to drop it down a little bit. I'll show you what I mean. Remember, I want this to feel like a pocket here. So see how I've dropped it down a little closer to the bottom and left myself a little wider area at the top? That's what I wanted to do there. And now let me show you how we're going to make it look like a pocket. So that same stamp set has got this little envelope in it, which I think is so cute. I'm going to stamp the little envelope out several times, and I'm going to cut it out and make a little stack of letters out of it. So I got my little envelopes ready, but before I put them on, I want to go ahead and wrap a piece around the top here that's going to layer, and it's going to be this piece here. I can't decide. The bigger or the smaller? I think the smaller. But what I want to do first, you know, I've taken this to the edge of my desk and rolled it to get a good curve. That's what I'm going to do here too. You'll be able to hear it. So I just rolled it on the edge of my desk to get that curve started. And you can do it pretty pronounced if you want to. You don't have to do it too much because it's going to fit itself there anyway. But having that curve will help this glue onto here so much easier. So that will go just like that. And I will glue that down and it will look like this. Oh, it's so cute. All right, let's glue. So I'm just going to start here in the front and place it. Just like so. And then stand it up and wrap it. Now I'm going to lay my little envelopes out and see how I want them to go. I like to be able to see the envelope shape on each one of them. And I'm going to have it where it overlaps the lid. So when you put the lid on, it'll have to go between them. So you'll just have to be mindful of that if you're going to make yours like mine and do that. These two guys are going to get glued down. And then this little guy is going to get glued to these. So he'll be kind of up like that. But when you put the lid on, he'll just go behind there. All right, so let me show you what I mean. So let's glue this guy into place. A little bit of glue. I'm going to tuck him in. I don't want to hide him completely. I want you to be able to tell that he's an envelope. A little more glue for this guy. him back there like so. Make sure you don't glue your lid down. Let's bring him over a little bit so I can see his envelope. There we go. And then one more behind this one. I'm going to put the glue to the front. And then tuck him under. So he has no glue behind him. And that way he won't get stuck to our lid when it opens and closes. Cute, huh? Okay, what else does it need? Let me look. So I went on Pinterest and looked at some ideas before I ever even started this project. And I thought this was so cute. Someone had taken a piece of like baker's twine and had run it across. I don't know if they ran it here, but they ran it across their mailbox. I think they actually did it down here, which was super cute. I'm going to run mine up here. And then I'm going to dangle some of these little hearts from it. So I just wanted to show you with it laying down. But I'm going to be working on it like this. So I've got these extra pieces hanging off, which I'll cut when I'm done with them. And my baker's twine is stiff. I'm going to loosen it up with my bone folder just by kind of doing this number to kind of loosen it. Just kind of dragging it like you do a ribbon. Just to get some of the body out of it, believe it or not, because it's a little too stiff for me right now. And then I'm going to decide where I want that to hang. I think something like that. Let me show you like this, something like that. And I'm going to hang some little hearts off of it. So you see where my little string is. Now what I'm going to do is come here to the middle. I may only put 4 little hearts. I cut 5, but I may just put 4. So I'm going to put a little glue on my string. I'm going to start with a pink heart. I just punched these out with a little punch that I have in my stash. These little hearts are cute. You could do this with stickers. Anything would really work. Bling would work. You could thread some little things onto your baker's twine. Maybe you have some little charms. That would be cute to hang. Now on the ends, I'm going to cut this away and I may tie some little bows to put there. I'm going to see how that looks. So just cut the excess away. Let me tie some bows. So I punched some extra little hearts. I want to show you where they're going to go. I'm going to take a little red one and I'm going to tuck him in here behind that little envelope. So it'll look like little love is coming out of that envelope. And then I'm going to do a pink one like that on the other envelope. So just a little glue on the front and just tuck that behind. Little heart coming out. And then down here, I'm going to add 2 little hearts. So I'm going to put a little glue on the back of this one. And then a little glue on this one. And place it here, like they're just kind of falling down here. So cute. Isn't that precious? I love how this looks. Now my bows are still drying, but that is going to be my little post box explosion album. Isn't that precious? Now my plan for this guy, because I know you're going to want to know what my plan is, we are having a Valentine banquet at church, and I think it would be super cute to take pictures of that and put inside here. So that is my plan. Let me see if I can take the lid off and show you the inside just to remind you what it looks like. Remember, my bows are still drying, so I'm trying to be careful. There we go. So there's the lid, and when you open it up, you'll be able to see all the photos and all the cute little decorations I can put inside. I think the folks at my church would really like to see that done, and it would be a keepsake we could have for church to bring out every year at Valentine's, and maybe put it on a table or something to remind us of last year. I just think it'll be cute. I'm going to do it. They may not love it, but I think it'll be precious. But anyway, all right, guys, so that is how you make your Valentine explosion box. I'm trying to be so careful not to knock my bows off. Please don't knock the bows off, Maymay. Perfect. So that is my little Valentine explosion mailbox. I think it's super cute. Of course, you can do a lot more decorating, and I may do more. I just wanted to get the front done to see what it was going to look like. I hope you guys enjoyed this one. I think it's fun. It's something different, and when it's dry, it's going to be super cute, right? Hey, thanks so much for watching. Remember, if you make one of these, I want to see it. Head to my website called MaymayMadeIt.com and share on our customer gallery what you guys are making. And if you want inspiration, there's already some of these made, not in the explosion box way, but in our little treat box way, so you can get some inspiration from what folks are posting over there. Thanks so much for being part of our family, and until we talk again, have a great one. Bye-bye.